zu sprechen, aber liebe Freundinnen und Freunde, die Jahrzehnte der Pax Americana sind für uns in Europa und auch für uns in Deutschland weitestgehend vorbei. Es gibt es nicht mehr so, wie wir sie kennengelernt haben. Und da hilft auch keine Nostalgie. Und ich wäre einer der Letzten, der sich dieser Nostalgie nicht gerne hingeben würde. Aber es nützt nichts. Es ist so. Die Amerikaner nehmen jetzt sehr, sehr hart ihre eigenen Interessen wahr.
This is my video update on this Sunday afternoon, December the 14th, coming to you from Athens, Greece. Let's talk about some news. And unfortunately, we are going to start things off with 3 shootings that took place over the past 24 hours. We had the shooting at Brown University, which left multiple people dead and injured. The shooter has not been caught, at least at the time of this recording. They have not caught the shooter. It was believed that they had caught the shooter, but then it was revealed that this person got away. There's a huge manhunt for this killer. We also had the shooting in Australia at Bondi Beach, which left many people dead and injured. We've got video footage from that incident. A horrific attack, terrorist attack in Australia. The video shows the shooters. I believe it was either 2 or 3 men who were shooting into the crowds at the beach. And one guy's a hero. There's a video of him taking down one of the shooters. He grabbed the shooter from behind and took him down, got his rifle. That guy's a hero. Who knows how many lives that man saved. He saved a lot of lives. But a horrific day in Australia. And then we had the shooting incident in Syria, which left 2 U.S. servicemen killed, as well as many injured. And Trump actually posted on Truth Social about this killing in Syria of U.S. military personnel. And let me read you what Trump posted. We mourn the loss of three great American patriots in Syria, 2 soldiers and 1 civilian interpreter. Likewise, we pray for the 3 injured soldiers who, it has been confirmed, are doing well. This was an ISIS attack against the U.S. and Syria in a very dangerous part of Syria that is not fully controlled by them. The president of Syria, Ahmed al-Sharaa, is extremely angry and disturbed by the attack. There will be very serious retaliation. Thank you for your attention to this matter. There will be very serious retaliation. And the president of Syria, al-Sharaa, is very upset, according to Trump. Extremely angry and disturbed at this ISIS attack. I've read reports which are now saying this was not ISIS. This was one of the other terrorist groups or splinter groups of Al-Qaeda, but it wasn't specifically ISIS. I've read those reports as well. Whatever. Al-Qaeda, Al-Nusra, HTS, ISIS, call it whatever you want. The 3-letter agencies, they rebrand these groups every other day. But I find it appalling that President Trump, in this post on Truth Social, actually put in there that al-Sharaa, al-Jolani, the one-time head of HTS, al-Nusra, ISIS, whatever, in the region is very angry. Who are you trying to fool? Trump with that line in that Truth Social post. Because a couple of weeks ago, he was at the White House and you guys were buddying around with a known terrorist who had a $10 million bounty on his head from the United States. And he was in the White House buddying around with Trump, and Trump was saying what a great job he was doing. And just last week, he said that al-Shara al-Jawlani is doing a great job as the unelected president of Syria. And now you have a group, a person connected to one of the groups that he was connected to, killing U.S. soldiers and an interpreter. They say it was a lone shooter. I've read reports which say it was a lone shooter, a lone gunman, a lone Al-Qaeda guy, right? Anyway, that's Trump's post on Truth Social. Not a very good post, not a very smart post from the U.S. president, but he's trying to cover up the terrible meeting that he had with al-Jawlani, because the whole thing has backfired with this attack from some sort of Al-Qaeda, ISIS group or person against U.S. Military. All we are saying is give peace a chance. So let's move on. Let's talk about a Mertz meltdown. Black Rock Merz had a freaking meltdown. He lost his mind, Black Rock Merz. He has lost his freaking mind. He was speaking at some event, some CSU, CDU party event. And the stuff he was saying in his speech, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, man, Mertz. I'm telling you, Germany went from a very manipulative, clever, but manipulative, destructive Angela Merkel to a dumb doormat known as pirate Olaf Scholz to this guy, to Black Rock Merz. I mean, talk about steadily going downhill in your leadership. Scholz was 1,000 times better than Mertz. 1,000 times better than Mertz. So what did Mertz say in this crazy speech that he gave? He proclaimed that Pax Americana is dead. That is what he said. Pax Americana is dead. No longer is Europe or Germany going to be reliant on the United States. Okay, Mertz. Whatever. Does that mean the 40,000 U.S. soldiers are going to be leaving Germany? Is that what you're telling us? I'll believe it when the U.S. military presence in Germany leaves. Then I'll believe Mertz when he says that Europe is on its own and Pax Americana is dead. Right? So, okay, Mertz, whatever you wanna say. Good acting on Mertz's part. He read the line from the script writers really well. Good cop, bad cop. Pax Americana is dead. As displayed in the 40,000 U.S. soldiers in Germany and one of the largest military bases, if not the largest military base in all of Europe. The military base in Wiesbaden, which runs the entire Ukraine conflict with U.S. generals and U.S. command. Pax Americana is dead. Okay, Mertz. We believe you. People were clapping. People in the audience listening to Mertz, they were clapping. So they believe him. the leadership, the political elite leadership of Germany, everybody. He also said that, he said that Putin is like the mustache man. That's original. That's really original, Mertz, especially coming from Mertz. Coming from Mertz. He is comparing Putin and the mustache man. And he referenced 1938. The mustache man wouldn't stop, nor is Putin. Putin is not going to stop. This is coming from Mertz, of all people. What do you think, Mr. Athens Cat? Is Mertz Loco en la cabeza. Just meow if you think Mertz is loco en la cabeza. Or don't meow. Don't meow if you think Mertz is loco en la cabeza. The cat is saying, I don't care about Mertz. Just give me some food. Anyway, all right. So that was another thing that Mertz said. Just like 1938 and the mustache man coming from Mertz, the Chancellor of Germany. All right. And then he said military service. He talked about how military service is going to be mandatory for the young German youth, so they can be sent to fight Russia in 2 to 4 years, depending on who you ask. The United States wants it in 2 years. Europe is saying, give us 4 years. But Mertz is saying that the youth of Germany will go into the military, whether they volunteer or if we have to make it mandatory, they're going to go, except for women, he said. Women are not going to go to the military, mandatory enlistment in the military, because he said it's against German law or something like that, he said. Not yet. Women are not going to go yet. But they're going to fight Russia for the Green Goblin, right? That's why they're going to fight Russia, to protect the Green Goblin and the globalist elite. And then Mertz said that the German economy is falling behind. And this has accelerated in recent years, partly due to U.S. trade and tariff policy. Partly due to U.S. trade and tariff policy. And what's the other part due to, Chancellor Mertz? What is the other part of the decline, deindustrialization of the German economy due to? Sanctions against Russia? The blowing up of a certain pipeline by the Gilligan and Skipper? Marianne and Ginger? With the Ukraine ambassador in the UK allegedly behind the entire thing, according to the BBC and the Wall Street Journal? Is that the other part of the decline of the German economy? Chancellor Mertz? He didn't say what the other part was due to. He just said that one part was due to Trump, to the United States. It's Trump's fault. It's Trump's fault and Gilligan, Marianne. But I'm not going to say Marianne and Gilligan. Nord Stream, thank you, USA. Sikorsky. So that was Mertz. And the way he was delivering the speech, crazy. The guy is not well in the head, in my opinion. He is not doing well. En la cabeza. Sikorsky posted on X, the foreign minister of Poland, referencing Orban. He said, Victor has earned his Order of Lenin. Very unique, Sikorsky. I get it. Orban, because he doesn't want to go to war with Russia. He's an agent of Lenin. He's earned his Order of Lenin. I get it, Sikorsky. That's original. Neocon Sikorsky. Very original. Peter Sciarto, he responded to Sikorsky and he said, we understand you really want a Russia v. Europe war. We will not let ourselves be dragged into your war. Yeah, Hungary can just opt out. If I was Hungary, I would just say, look, you guys want to fight Russia? Poland? Go ahead. You lead the way, Sikorsky, you first. Pick up your rifle and go to the front. Lead the charge, Sikorsky. As Hungary, we're out of it. We are out of this madness. So that was Sikorsky. And here's a good comment to Mertz's speech, where he talks about the German economy being the decline of the German economy, partly due to Trump and his Liberation Day tariffs. Someone replied to Mertz saying, when a manufacturing powerhouse has to pay 40 euro cents per kilowatt hour, you're in trouble. China, the US, and other manufacturing countries pay 0.12 per kilowatt hour. Well said. But it's Trump's fault. And why is Germany paying so much for energy? I don't know why. Who knows why? Who knows what happened over the past 4 years that has caused Germany to pay so much for energy? What could have happened? Oh boy. So the German publication Bild, they are reporting that Trump is pressuring the Green Goblin to cede land to Russia. On Saturday, the German outlet reported that the White House is exerting intense pressure on the Ukrainian leader to extract concessions. This is according to Bild. The U.S. president could exploit Zelensky's domestic weakness following a corruption scandal. Amazing reporting from Bild. Absolutely amazing reporting from the German publication Bild. That is exactly what is going on here. Exactly what is happening is that the Trump administration, seeing that the Green Goblin has some domestic issues, a corruption scandal, is going to try and exert pressure for the Green Goblin to accept the ceding of territory, which is nothing more than a DMZ. 20% of Donetsk that Russia is going to capture in the next 3 to 6 months. And that 20% of Donetsk is under the Trump plan is going to be turned into a demilitarized zone, or under the Zelensky amendment is going to turn into a free economic zone, however that's going to work. And so the plan from Trump is to try and figure out a way to get Zelensky to agree to the DMZ of Donetsk. The Russians have already said that none of this is going to fly. None of this is going to fly. No DMZ, no free economic zone. We've already had a referendum, and the people voted to be part of the Russian Federation. We've already done that. We've done it in Crimea. We've done it in Lugansk. We've done it in Donetsk. Been there, done that. We've had our referendums. We don't need to talk about referendums. That's the reply from Russia to all of this. But you know, they're negotiating amongst themselves, the United States and Ukraine. They're very deep in the negotiation process. Even Zelensky is saying that they're very close to some sort of a deal, Ukraine and the United States. If only the United States had real leverage over Ukraine, if only Trump, outside of the corruption scandal, if he only had something else to pressure Zelensky. It's not as if, you know, the United States controls all of Kiev, pays the salaries of everybody in Ukraine, of all the workers in Ukraine, pays all the military, supports and funds the entire military. All the three-letter agencies are in the capital, are in Kiev, are operating in Kiev. They run the entire conflict, provide all the weapons, all the money, pay all of Zelensky's advisors, pay the salary of the entire Ukrainian parliament. But if only the United States had some real leverage on Zelensky, if only they had some real leverage. What other leverage could the United States possibly have on Zelensky to try and force him to accept a DMZ in Donetsk, in 20% of Donetsk? I just don't know. I can't figure it out. Trump's going to have to use some of his negotiating magic, because he really doesn't have any cards to play when it comes to Zelensky. And Zelensky, he's really dug into his position, right? He's really dug into his position as an independent, sovereign, elected leader of Ukraine. He's really dug in. And the United States just doesn't have any other leverage on Ukraine. Zero, zilch, nada, nichevo, no leverage. Poor Trump. Poor Trump. I don't know how he's going to pull this one off. I have no idea how he's going to get Zelensky to agree. That's why he's the negotiator in chief, everybody. That is why he is the greatest negotiator, art of the deal, negotiator in chief of the United States. He'll figure out a way to gain some kind of leverage over the Green Goblin. So an update on what's happening on the front lines. Oh, by the way, Zelensky landed in Berlin. He landed in Berlin. He's going to be meeting with Witkoff and with Kushner, either this afternoon, this evening, or tomorrow. And they're going to be discussing the peace plan. And then Witkoff and Kushner are going to be meeting with the big three, Mertz, Macron, and Stammer. Notice how Poland has not been invited to any of this. Poor Radoslav Sikorski. He wanted to be invited to these very, very tense negotiations. The negotiations taking place between the United States, Europe, and Ukraine on how to get the Ukrainians and the Europeans to agree to a DMZ. How do we get them to agree to a demilitarized zone? I have no idea how we're going to do it as the United States. So that's the agenda. Zelensky in Berlin to meet with Witkoff and Kushner. I wonder if Black Rock Fink is going to be there. But yeah, they're going to be meeting in Berlin, and then it's a meeting with the big three of Europe, the Three Stooges. All right, so fighting in Ukraine on the front lines. Russia continues to advance in Guliapole. They are advancing, and the fighting is fierce. Active combat operations continue in Guliapole. Russian troops are pressing towards the center from the east and northeast. So that is Zaporozhye, the Zaporozhye region in the south. And an update on Kupiansk. And yesterday I talked about the Zelensky TikTok video where he appeared 2 kilometers outside of Kupiansk city limits. And he took a TikTok, Instagram video, and he said, "Here I am outside of Kupiansk." I believe he actually used the words "on the outskirts" or "outside of Kupiansk." And I'm here to prove that Putin was lying when he said that the Russian military had captured Kupiansk, because here I am, the president of Ukraine, and I'm taking an Instagram, TikTok video to prove that Putin was lying. And yesterday in my video update, it was my opinion that whatever the reality is with Zelensky in this TikTok video, whether he was actually 2 kilometers outside of Kupiansk or whether this was some sort of AI generated video or something that was recorded a couple of weeks ago and now they're posting it for propaganda purposes, whatever the reason, whatever the reality, it looks desperate. It looks desperate, and it's pretty pathetic to see the president of Ukraine, the unelected president of Ukraine, having to go to the front lines to prove that Russian President Putin is lying in order to show U.S. President Trump that Putin is lying so that he can secure money and weapons. That's what it's all about. And it's pretty sad that you have Zelensky having to do these stunts. That's not how you win wars. That was my point yesterday. And there have been a lot of reports from the Russian side of things, which claim that the Green Goblin was not actually on the outskirts of Kupiansk the other day. That this was a video that was shot a couple of weeks ago, and now they're posting it, and they're able to confirm that this was recorded a couple of weeks ago, because the Russian military, they sent a recon drone to that very area yesterday after Zelensky posted the video. Allegedly, the Russian military sent a recon drone to that spot, and it's very different than what we saw on the Zelensky Instagram, TikTok reel. The Russian recon drone shows the netting of that area torn apart. It shows the sign in very bad shape, very different. The Kupiansk sign from Zelensky's video and from the video that Russia claims they got from their recon drone. So that's the situation with that iPhone video that Zelensky shot. I don't know what's true, what's not true, whether Zelensky was there a couple of days ago or whether this was some sort of propaganda stunt. In my opinion, it doesn't really matter, does it? It's meant to be a distraction. It's meant to try and convince the United States, Trump, Kellogg, Witkoff, Kushner, that Ukraine is actually winning and not losing, and therefore to continue the support, the money, and the weapons. That's what it's ultimately about. Whether Zelensky was there or not, we'll probably never know the truth of it. But there is a counteroffensive in Kupiansk. The Russian side of things, they're saying that Ukraine is trying to break through in Kupiansk and they're getting smashed. The Ukraine side of things, they're saying that they are mounting a successful counteroffensive and they're smashing the Russian military and they are breaking through. Give it 24 hours to 48 hours and we'll find out the truth as to what is happening in the Kupiansk direction as well. So the Russian frozen assets, let's do a very quick update there because we have a statement from the European Union. They're responding to the news that a Moscow court is going to take up the case of the Russian frozen assets, a lawsuit against Euroclear. And the economy commissioner of the European Union, Valdis Dombrovskis, he said that the Russian court case is speculative. Those are the words that he used. And he's downplaying the entire Russian legal process that is about to take place to begin with the frozen Russian assets, the forever frozen Russian assets. He's downplaying the whole thing. The economy commissioner, he said, we can expect that Russia will continue to launch speculative legal proceedings to prevent the EU from upholding international law. He said, adding that the frozen assets fall under EU jurisdiction. So the European Union's argument is very simple. Their argument is going to be that these assets are frozen in the European Union and we can do whatever we want with these frozen assets. That's going to be their argument. We're not doing anything illegal. We've forever frozen these assets, so we're not seizing them. That's actually what the economy commissioner said. He said, we're not seizing the assets. And it's well within our jurisdiction and international law, what we are doing. That's his argument. So if you are a government and you have your money in Europe, in the EU, then the EU can freeze those funds, forever freeze those funds. And there's nothing you can do about it. And according to the European Union, it's their right to do so. If you have your assets in the EU, we have the right to forever freeze them. And then we can take out loans against those funds and we can give loans to other countries using those funds. We're not seizing them. We're just freezing them forever. We're freezing them for freaking ever. And why are we doing this? Because you kept your money in the European Union and it's our right to do so. So stuff it. That's the EU's argument. That's what they're going to go with. Too bad you kept your money in the European Union. Too bad. Oh boy. So anyway, that's the EU's response. They're cooked. The European Union is cooked on all of this. The new leader of the Czech Republic, Mr. Babiš, he is also siding with Belgium, with Hungary, Malta, Bulgaria, Italy. And he is saying that this is a bad idea. This whole frozen assets thing is a really bad idea. And he is urging the Commission, the European Commission, the Commissioner Ursula von der Leyen, to figure out another way to get money to the Green Goblin. And he also said that Czechia is not going to be funding Ukraine anymore. He said that whatever money Czechia has, it is going to go to the country, to domestic issues. That's the number one priority. It is no longer the life of the Green Goblin that is the number one priority of the Czech Republic. That's going to upset Zelensky. Podolyak, who is this Babis guy? Who is this guy that is taking money from Czechia and giving it to the people of Czechia? How can he do this? I don't know, Mr. President. I have no idea, Mr. President. I thought that money was ours. I thought the taxpayer money of the people of the Czech Republic belongs to us, Mr. President. I also thought that, Podolyak. So, let's do a clown world and we'll wrap this video up. Very quick clown world. The president of Poland arrived in Latvia, and he was greeted at the airport in Latvia with a very dirty automobile. Very, very dirty. They did not clean up the automobile to greet the president of Poland. And the excuse that was used was bad weather. Just bad weather, the car was dirty, and we just didn't have time to wash it. Pretty bad excuse from Latvia. And the office of the president of Poland is pretty upset about it. It's kind of insulting, isn't it? You're the president of a country and you visit another country on an official visit, and they greet you with a dirty car. Not good. Not good at all. Anyway, that's the video, everybody. TheDuran.locals.com. We're on X, we're on Rumble, we're on Telegram. Go to the Duran shop. Pick up some merch. Yannis, the legend. Pick up some merch. I will see everyone tomorrow. Take care.